You want to try again tomorrow? We got one
Nah,
more. We got 2 more days left in March.
nah, we good, man. We on right now. We on right now. Yo, we back. State of Professional Wrestling, March 2026 edition. Tonight, we gonna be talking about a bunch of stuff. We just need y'all to stay tuned. Coming up next.
This is the Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle Podcast, your home for real pro wrestling talk.
You want the best? You're looking at her. This ain't just a sport, it's a lifestyle. Welcome to the Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle Podcast. We are the champions of wrestling talk.
Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle Podcast presents State of Professional Wrestling.
We back. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell for more content. Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle State of Professional Wrestling March 2026. Hey, man. So what I'm hearing, we got a lot of news to cover, man, for this month, man. So what's the word?
First things first. We appreciate y'all hanging on. It's been a bit since we done a state of professional wrestling. Things happen with the family and whatnot. But hey, we back. We back in this bitch.
Yeah. Back like we never left. Yeah.
What did Joel Santana say? I don't even know if I can say this. I probably shouldn't say it. It's Joel Santana. I probably should. Never mind.
Hey,
We
back like cook.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Yeah, it's funny.
But we have a lot of content to cover. So I say let's get down to it. I know you wanted to discuss your boy and his fight last night. Talk to us about it.
Yeah, first I would just like to say, listen, that was my disappointment in the fight with Israel Adesanya and Joe Pfeiffer. I believe I'm pronouncing his first name right. Pfeiffer, yeah. So they fought. I believe they fought yesterday, right? Was it yesterday?
It was last night.
Last night, yeah.
So depending on when you guys listen to this, they fought Saturday night.
Mm-hmm. So they fought Saturday, and Joe Pfeiffer, like I didn't know who he was, but he's number 14 ranked in UFC, in the middleweight division. He's from the United States. He's a pretty tough guy. As you know, Israel Adesanya is number 4 in the middleweight class. In UFC. He lost, I believe, 5 fights. He lost 5, but he has a tremendous record. His record, 5 out of what he had, what was he, 5-24 or 25 or something like that. That's still top-notch record. You know what I'm saying? That's very hard to do. 24, 25 fights and only 5 losses. That means you were nearly untouchable. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
So, with that being said, before anybody starts, trying to criticize him on his abilities, just know the dude is either 24 fight win streak or 25 fights win streak. You know what I'm saying? with 5 losses, but he's had second most title defenses in UFC history as far as the middleweight division. I believe he's the only two-time middleweight champion. The only two-time middleweight champion, I believe, because I don't think nobody else won the middleweight title twice. He's won it. He did somebody else win it twice?
I think Alex Pajeda won it twice because you got to remember he won it, and then Izzy took it from him, and then he won it back from Sean Strickland, I think.
Did he?
You know what? You know what? I'm not even going to speak on it. I'm just going to research this while we here. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah. So either way, the guy is world class. You know what I mean? World class fighter, one of the best fighters, if not the best fighter of that generation, of this generation, period. I'm not just saying that because he's Nigerian. I'm saying that because that's what everybody else has been saying, and I have also been saying it for years. Like, he's really that good. Um, I do feel like he lost a little bit of his edge, and he got settled into a style that no one could figure out for so many years. But as you know, as a mixed martial artist, whether it's mixed martial arts or boxing or wrestling or whatever, when you are fighting and people watch your fights, they study you. They study you. And while you're consistently winning these fights and you're settled in a style that no one can touch, people are consistently evolving and they're studying you. It's sort of like what Kobe Bryant said, you know what I mean, in the NBA. He said the Europeans are stepping up. He said they're studying us, they're watching our tapes, and they're stepping up. And he was right. Kobe was right. You go back, you go into the league, you see all these European ball players. They're unstoppable. Look at Luka. Look at Jokic. Just to name a few. You know what I'm saying? Like, these dudes is putting up like 40, almost 50 points a game, single-handedly, by themselves, against like tough contenders. So it's like, when you go back into the fight game, it's the same thing. People are evolving. So I'm not saying that he never evolved. I'm saying that he got too comfortable and he lost his edge. He's not hungry no more. It don't even seem like he's hungry no more. You know what I mean? And that's how I feel, like, and he's losing to guys that I feel like he could beat. Like, if you look at it on paper, he's better than 95% of the competition that he's losing to. If you look at it on paper, he got all the intangibles, he got all the skills, but the problem is that he gets settled in the pocket, and then when when it gets to the championship rounds, where he's expected to either finish him or win by unanimous decision, he gets put on his butt. He lost by tap out to Duplessis. He lost by knockout to Pereira. He lost by knockout to this gentleman, and I think he lost to somebody else too. Some other up and comer. He lost to, I forgot the guy's name. You know what I'm saying? He lost to these guys. But the funny thing about these fighters, and I'm not saying it's going to happen to this guy, but the funny thing about some of these fighters, mainly the up and comer guys, not the Alex Pereiras, not the Duplessis, the Sean Stricklands, not them guys. The other guys that were in that mix. He loses to these guys, but where do they go from there? You know what I'm saying? The one cat that he lost to, I ain't heard from him no more. I don't even know if the dude is even in the UFC. I forgot the dude's name. Forgot the cat's name. It wasn't Strickland. It wasn't Strickland, but I forgot the guy's name. I don't know. Maybe if you could pull the guy up. So, but he lost to that guy. I haven't heard nothing from him anymore. And then this guy right here, he loses to, and I'm not trying to, damper on their skill sets. These guys are world class fighters. What I'm saying is that he's losing the people that he should beat, which leads me to feel that he's getting a little bit too comfortable in who he was, and he's not trying to change it up a bit. But go ahead.
I, I got you. So as of March 2026, Izzy has lost to Joe Pfeiffer. I believe the dude that you're talking about is, I can't even pronounce his name, is like, I'll just say it's short, Nas Imov.
Mm-hmm.
Imamov.
Yep.
He lost to him in 2025. He lost to Duplessis in 24. He lost to Sean Strickland in 23. He lost to Alex Pereira in 22. And y'all lost to Jan Blachowicz in 21. Those are
Yeah.
all his losses.
Yeah. Jan Blachowicz is a beast. I didn't even count that one. He could have beat Jan Blachowicz, but Jan Blachowicz like laid on him the whole fight, and we know Izzy's ground game has definitely gotten better since then. But Jan Blachowicz just laid on him the whole entire fight, and that was a title versus title match too. So if he had beat Jan Blachowicz, he would have took Jan Blachowicz's title, but he didn't beat him. But he didn't lose his middleweight title at the time neither. So you know what I mean, but yeah, man, it's just I feel so bad, man, because like I'm not saying he should have went down undefeated. Even Anderson Silva. When we start seeing him lose his momentum, I think when we start realizing that he wasn't untouchable anymore is when he broke his ankle in that one fight, and then he came back and fought again, and he lost. That's when we kind of figured out like, yeah, he's about to wrap it up too. But then he comes back and he fights now in boxing, and he's doing okay. But you know what I mean. At the same time too, and I'm not trying to, not trying to say like his boxing skills is not elite. He's fighting guys that's within his skill set as far as boxing. I believe if he was fighting guys that have been like world champion, world class boxers, and people that are like boxers, not people like who he just knocked out, it probably would be a different story. You know what I'm saying? But that's not to try to like downplay his striking ability. You know what I mean? But it's a difference between a boxer that's just been boxing for like intermediately for maybe a few years, and then a boxer that's held belts all across the world and like really been doing it is difference in skill set. So I would say that. But yeah, man.
So, yeah, I get what you're saying. Let's also keep in mind that he's also getting older. Now,
Yeah.
now, there's some guys out there that have put that kind of stuff to rest. You know what I'm saying? I mean, John Jones ain't no spring chicken. He's still out there, fight or was fighting with the best of 'em. I mean, Alex Pereira, dude is 38 years old, and he's still out there knocking cats out and making it look easy.
But see, that's my point. That's my point, right? So all right, so you mentioned Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira is a different breed of fighter. I'm not saying that Izzy's not a different breed neither, but I feel like Izzy has gotten so comfortable to the point that he don't have that hunger, he don't have that edge. Alex Pereira comes in with an edge, with a chip on his shoulder every single fight. Not only that, this dude lives to fight. That's all he do. This dude, and I'm not Izzy. Izzy is a multi-talented guy. He dabbles in so many other avenues. Alex Pereira does not. This guy, all he does is fight. That's why it's hard to beat this guy because he's like the Terminator, bro. He lost to Izzy, went back, won like 3, 4 fights after that, and got a belt back, got another belt, and then went and grabbed the other belt. Who does that? you know what I'm saying? I feel like
I feel it. I feel it, but I think I hate to say this about anybody because, like I was saying, we see John Jones doing it. We see Alex Pereira do it, but I mean, I'm looking at it right now. Bro is 1-4 in his last 5 fights. He hasn't won a fight. He hasn't won a fight since he KO'd Alex Pereira. And that was in April of 23. So it's been almost 3 years since he won a fight. He is 1-4 in his last 5 fights. So, I mean, what do you do? Do you try to go up in weight? Do you try to go down in weight? What do you do?
I don't know, man. I feel like honestly, man, I don't feel he should go up in weight. Because if he goes up in weight, he's going to definitely have to learn how to wrestle better. And his wrestling is not that good. So I feel like if he goes up in weight, it might expose him. I feel like he's where he needs to be, but I feel like he just needs to. If he's going to continue to fight, which we all seen his interview, he's going to continue to fight. I feel like he needs to change up a few things because the people he's fighting, he's winning the fight, and then all of a sudden he gets knocked out. So it's something in there that's going on that's exposing him, and they're timing it right, and they're pacing themselves, and they catch him. They catch him every single time. You know, that's why I say on paper he's better than these fighters, but when he gets in there, it's like it's a totally different story. I don't know what it is, you know, and I do feel like he needs to switch. To me, I feel like, okay, if I'm him, of course we know like he's one of the more well-paid UFC fighters. So I feel like he should invest in himself, invest in his abilities. Sort of like what Kobe Bryant did, sort of like what LeBron James does. They invest in their bodies and they get the best trainers. They get on the best diets, best whatever. I think he should do that. I think he should start training with people like John Jones, learn how to grapple better. I think he should start training with Alex Pereira, add a little bit of a different to his striking ability. Hell, you know what I'm saying? Use some of that money, holla at Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? Learn that Philly shuffle, learn that shoulder roll, man. Like stuff like that, man. Like you got the money. You know what I'm saying? Holla at Mike Tyson. Look what Mike Tyson did with Francis Ngannou. He trained Francis Ngannou for that one fight. Francis Ngannou knocked that dude's head off. Knocked his head off. If I'm a fighter, that's the thing that's coming to my mind. Oh, I'm going to bring these type of guys into my fight camp. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to change my whole entire regimen. Okay, now, if I'm really the style bender, I'm going to create a new style. Something that people cannot telegraph. Because right now, that's what they're doing. They're reading what you're going to do, and they're capitalizing on it.
I mean, last dude, Joe Pyfer said that he looked slow. He felt like Izzy was slow. So, I mean, if you're going to be slow, at least be slow and powerful. Mm-hmm. Make them feel it. Because dude didn't look like, Izzy hit him with a few good shots, but didn't look like homie felt it.
Not exactly. Exactly. Exactly,
Didn't look
man.
like homie felt it. So all I'm saying is if you're gonna lose your speed, because he, no matter who he fought, he always had the speed advantage. He had the IQ advantage. So if you're getting older, right, and you still want to fight, like think about think about what John Jones and Alex Pereira have done. They're both older than Izzy. But what is John Jones? He will grapple you. He ain't gotta be faster than you.
Mm-hmm.
He's just gonna grapple you. And he's gonna hit you. And when he hits you, you're gonna feel it.
Mm-hmm.
The same things with Alex. Alex is not known for his grappling and his wrestling. But what is one thing he is known for? Knocking people out.
Mm-hmm.
When he hits you, you gonna feel it.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna feel it. So if you're going to keep fighting at your age, 36, you're gonna have to get stronger. Because people are gonna have to start now that you can't, now that you don't have the speed advantage anymore, you're gonna have to get strong. And you have to make these dudes feel it when they step in the octagon with you. It's like Kamaru Usman. He took that L to Leon Edwards. Ain't really been the same since. But if there's one thing that we do know now, Usman's gonna make you feel it. He may not win, he may not be faster than you, but when he hits you, you're gonna feel it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Izzy is missing. Izzy is missing that strength. That strength. Because it was the same thing with Anderson Silva. Once he lost his IQ and his speed advantage, because these fighters are evolving every single day, every single month, every single year. These fighters evolve.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to have the same IQ advantage that you once had, because now they're smarter than you.
Yeah.
They're smarter than you. So what is it that you're going to have? You need to have punching power. That's why guys like Alex and John Jones can keep going if they want to, because they have that punching power. It was like, all right, I'm not ready to retire yet because I'm still knocking dudes out.
Mm-hmm.
Izzy don't got that. He's got to find a way to get it, whether if it's changing up the technique some a little bit, because he's a kickboxer. Okay, so put a little bit more emphasis on your boxing side. Go fight with guys like Francis and Ngannou. Y'all African brothers. Get trained with Francis. Francis, like you said, done train with Mike Tyson. Go train with Francis. I know you guys are brothers. I've seen how you guys react with each other when each other fight. Him and Usman. All these African dudes that are in outside of Duplessis, because they don't. I'm not gonna get into that, but I know Izzy and Usman and Ngannou don't really look at Duplessis like that, even though he's South African. But anyway, when these guys are fighting and they win, you can see how happy they are for each other. So get with Usman, get with Francis, and see what you can do to help your stand up, because you're not fast. You're not the fastest anymore. You can't just sit back there and make these dudes eat some air, and then you come back with a quick one. You ain't got that advantage no more, bruh.
Yeah, and you know what's funny too? And people like MVP, they're undefeated in UFC. He's on a three win streak right now. Even though he won his last fight by decision, but we all know MVP's like he's another one that has a different type of style that hasn't been you haven't been people have not been able to like telegraph just yet. You know, he's very similar to Izzy, you know, but we do know that MVP has power in both his kicks and his punching. We seen this dude did a tiger knee and crushed somebody's skull, put a dent in the dude's skull. If y'all remember I think that was in Bellator. He did that knee and he hit that dude in the forehead, and he put a dent right in his forehead. Dude had to get immediate surgery to repair it. Put a dent in his forehead. So we know MVP has power. So it's like, and MVP is like, I think he's smaller than Izzy. Isn't he? He looks like he's smaller than Izzy. I don't know.
I don't know. I know Bobby Lashley's undefeated too
And then you
as an
and
MMA fighter. Not in UFC. I think he was doing
he
what
was.
was in there? I can't remember, but he's undefeated too.
I think he was. I think
That
Bobby
was
Lash.
that was supposed to be the next big thing, him and Brock Lesnar going at it because they were both, MMA fighters, and then whatever. We saw how that worked out.
Yeah, yeah, but I just feel like, man, he need to switch it up. Either switch it up and add some new things to your arsenal, which I do believe I seen a video with him doing that. But I think he's going to have to add a little bit more than that, because I did see him with some new fight camp, but I think he's going to have to do a lot more than that. I think he's going to have to really put some stuff behind what he wants in order for him to get the results that he needs. I think he's going to really have to do that. But I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't know either, bro. We'll just have to see. He said he's not done yet, but I mean, like I said, he's gonna have to change something. If you're not gonna be done, all right. So what are you gonna do to get better? That's the
Mm-hmm.
next question. What are you going to do to get better? To
Yeah.
change these? Because you're 1-4 in your last 5 fights. 1-4. So something's gotta give here. Whether if it's going up in class, down in class, retiring, something's
Mm-hmm.
got to give.
I agree.
We'll see. He said he's not done though, so we'll see.
I agree. Something definitely got to give, but like, I guess we just gonna have to see. That's all. We just gonna have to
Yeah.
see. Yeah.
Um, I want to move on to this topic. We'll get to the road to WrestleMania, but there's something going on right now that kind of has me scratching my head a little bit, right? There's two things. I'll tackle the first one first.
Mm-hmm.
Randy Orton had a big time heel turn a few weeks back where he kicked Cody Rhodes in the nether regions and smashed his head with a chair on the steel steps and all kinds of stuff. And here's my question. And I'm gonna say shout out to JD from NY for this one. Did they turn the wrong guy heel?
Hmm.
Because
It's a good
if
question.
you've been watching SmackDown, Randy Orton gets cheered.
Mm-hmm.
Cody Rhodes gets booed.
Mm-hmm.
In your eyes, did they turn the wrong guy heel?
Honestly, I believe they did. That's just my opinion. I believe they did. I feel like did I feel like this would have had a better effect if they had just decided to turn Cody heel. It would to me it would have looked better if they had just turned Cody heel. If they had just decided they if they had just decided, hey, we're gonna pull the plug and turn Cody heel now, I feel like it would have looked a lot better, because we know what to expect from a Randy Orton heel turn in WWE. We don't know what to expect in this version of Cody with a heel turn. We don't know. We don't know what to expect because we never seen a heel turn with this version of Cody. We never seen a heel turn with this version of Cody in WWE. So we don't know what we're gonna get. So I feel like they should have just, they should have just turned Cody heel. They should have just did that. I think that would have been the best bet. But they didn't. And and like we said before, I believe we said this on a different episode. We said if you look at Cody, he's always the catalyst of somebody turning heel. He's always the catalyst of getting bloodied and beaten up. He's probably the only one that can get away with that as far as without being buried. You know what I'm saying? Like he's probably the only one that can get away with that. Yeah.
Yeah, because what he got his butt handed to him by Roman, got his butt handed to him by The Rock, got his
Mm-hmm.
butt handed to him by John Cena, and
Mm-hmm.
then just got had it happen again
Mm-hmm.
with Randy Orton.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, maybe he likes the punishment. I don't know. Like,
Man, listen. I don't know what it is neither, but he definitely has been one of those folks that every time you turn around, he's getting his butt handed to him in some shape or form. He's always getting bloodied up. Maybe he does like it. I don't know, man.
I felt like this year would have been the perfect year to try something different. Maybe this time around you have Cody turn on Randy, and then you have Cody beat up on Randy, bloody up Randy really good. I'm sorry, I you know me, and if y'all been listening long enough, y'all know me. I love good heel work.
Mm-hmm.
And this to me is good heel work. But the issue that I'm having is that he's being cheered. He's like a heel is supposed to make you hate them,
Mm-hmm.
and he's doing everything in his power to get these people to boo him, and they won't do it.
Mm-hmm.
They will not boo him. So that tells me right there is like he's playing a heel with a babyface reaction.
Mm-hmm.
So there's got to be a way where you could like because they've done it before. They did it before where uh, Hulk Hogan was the heel and The Rock was the babyface, but mid match they realized that Hogan was getting cheered and The Rock was getting booed. So mid match they did a switch.
Mm-hmm.
I remember them talking about it. They did a switch mid match where in the middle of the match, The Rock is all of a sudden the heel and Hulk Hogan is the babyface. They're gonna have to try to do something like that. I don't know if they're too far gone with the way that Randy's been smashing up on Matt Cardona's arm and RKO and Jelly Roll and doing what he did to Cody a few weeks back. So I don't know if his heel turn is too far gone, if they can figure out a way to do the old switcheroo like they did with Hogan and Rock, but bro is getting a babyface reaction. So it's like he's playing a heel, but he's getting a babyface reaction.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. They're gonna have to figure something out. They're gonna have to do either they're gonna have to either have Randy do something so diabolical to where these people have no choice but to boo him, or they're gonna have to turn Cody on Randy and have it just flip flop.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. I think that's something that they should think about. I don't think they're going to do it, but I do think it's something that they should think about. Just for the simple fact that this is what is occurring right now in their feud. So I feel like, yeah, you guys really need to switch that up a bit. Yeah, I really do.
So I know I don't know how much you guys got to see of the last time, but I'm gonna go ahead and lay it out here again. My top 5 heels. Number 5, it was Randy Orton. Now, I get it. I get it. He's only been a heel for a few weeks, but he's getting more of a babyface reaction. But if you look at everything that he's doing, he's a heel. He's just not getting the reaction that a heel typically gets. Number 4, I went with Swerve. What he did to Kenny Omega, hey bro, sign me up. He gave him that vertebraker on the announce table.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, I was for that. I was like, what? Okay, all right, Swerve. I fucks with that. I fucks with that.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he just took that L to Kenny on his last Dynamite, that's okay. That's
Mm-hmm.
okay because you can't win them all. Can't win them
Mm-hmm.
all. Number 3, and I put this guy at number 3 because we haven't seen him on TV in the past 3-4 weeks now,
Mm-hmm.
and that's Gunther. That's why I put him at number 3. Otherwise, he'd have been top 2. Um, if we there's rumors that they got something huge planned for WrestleMania for him. One of the rumors was he was supposed to get Rey Mysterio in another retirement match, but Rey Mysterio is dealing with a rib injury, so they may have to pivot off that. And so one name that I've been seeing that's kind of got me like, we're gonna run this back, huh? I like it. Ilya Dragunov. That's a
Yeah.
name that I've been seeing. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, we might go somewhere with this one.
Mm-hmm.
Or another name that I've been seeing, which again, you know me, and if y'all been listening long enough, you know I'm not a big fan of this guy. I've been hearing LA Knight, whatever. And then number 2, I got my dog, Ethan Page. That's my dog. That's my dog right there. That's my dog right there. And he, you know what? I don't like to use this phrase fumble too often because it is what it is. You know, one person went from one company to the next and was getting more of a push. But I'm gonna say Tony Khan fumbled on Ethan Page.
Mm-hmm.
He did. And number 1 is right now the most diabolicalness of them all. Like number 1, can I ask you a question? What would you do if you're in the ring with this person? He's running the ropes and he just slows down in front of you and hunches your face, bro.
We squaring up, bro. Yo, we fighting, bro. Yo, bro. Like that's disrespectful, bro. That's a jail sentence right there. In our culture, yo, that's violation, bro. You don't do that. You don't do that, man. That's a violation, man. If he does that, bro, we fighting, man. We fighting. We fighting, bro. Somebody getting locked up tonight. Yo. Somebody going to prison, bro. I seen he did that. I said, oh my God, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. Like that was wild work. And you know what, man? He's the only person that can get away with that. If anybody else do that, it will not be received at all. But when he does it, it's received, bro. And he's definitely the best heel, if not one of the best heels. But as far as mainstream professional wrestling, he is the best heel right now. You know what I'm saying? You can't deny him. The guy knows how to wrestle. He knows how to. I don't really see any flaws in his game as far as wrestling. Like I really don't. He's like a created professional wrestler. Like you know how you put everybody all their attributes up at 99. That's what MJF is. He's all his attributes is at 99. Can you imagine if he was like 6'7", 6'8"? Bruh. Like I know he's like maybe like 6 feet even, something like that. But if you imagine he was like 6'8", 6'9", like Undertaker's height, You know what I mean? He'll probably be a larger than life attraction. Not saying he's not one of those right now, but I'm just saying he'll be looked at. He'll be looked like almost like an Andre the Giant type of deal. You know what I'm saying? He'd be almost looked at like that. You know, attraction type of wrestler. But he has all the intangibles. You know, I mean, what else can I say, man? Like MJF is like it's dope. He's dope.
So I didn't even have to say the name. I was just gonna wait. But if y'all didn't hear it, my boy said it twice. Maxwell Jacob Friedman. MJF is the best heel in the game right now.
Mm-hmm.
I do have some. He said everything. I don't have to say anymore.
Mm-hmm.
All I know is that if homie does that shit to me, I'm right in that same spot. You ain't about to play with me like that, bro. You is not about to play with me like that. No, you
You
is
say
not
you,
about to play with me
you
like
say
that.
you're gonna do the Johnny Cage, the Johnny
I'm
Cage.
telling you, I can't do the splits, but but no, you got me messed up. And then after he won his match against Hangman Page at Revolution, Hangman is strapped to the gurney. He steps on top of the gurney and stands over Hangman holding the belt up. Like, what more can you ask for from a heel? Like, I don't ever want to see this guy turn face. Like, it was fun with him and Adam Cole. That was fun, but I don't. It's like Stone Cold Steve Austin. Like when he turned heel, instead of being that tweener, like the baby face that that does some diabolical shit, it just didn't hit right to me. And it's just like with MJF. Like I don't want to see another version of him. I don't. But if I were to give, I'll give a couple of honorable mentions. One of them we know very well. You guys may not know him very well unless you watch the show, but Darius Carter. I'll give him an honorable mention spot. I'll give Becky Lynch. She gets on my everlasting fucking nerves. I don't know what it is about her. She gets on my fucking nerves. So I would have to give Becky Lynch an honorable mention on top heels in the game right now. What you got?
I mean, I'm right with you. I'm right with you on that. You know, honorable mention wise. Um, I mean, if I'm more, if I want to add an honorable mention that has not been mentioned, I would say Dominic Mysterio. Before he started getting all the cheers, him. I would say Dominic Mysterio. Uh, I would um I would also say what's this guy's name? I will
I'm
also
gonna
say
throw another. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I forgot the other dude's name, but I will also say Ricochet. Ricochet is a pretty good heel. You know what I'm saying? But the funny thing is, we got a story on him that we're going to talk about that we know nobody has not few people have mentioned this yet. So we going to talk about it. You know, probably coming up in the next segment. But yeah, I would say Ricochet is a pretty good damn heel right about now.
I would throw another honorable mention female in there, and I'm really starting to like Tekla.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm really starting to like Tekla, the Toxic Spider. I'm
Mm-hmm.
really starting to like her. Like the shit that she was doing to Statlander to win the belt and then to retain the belt, and then the stuff that she was saying to Mina on Dynamite. Was it
Mm-hmm.
Dynamite? No, it was Collision. It was Collision. That she was saying to Mina, because Mina and Tony Storm are like this. So
Mm-hmm.
the stuff that she was saying about Tony Storm to Mina is like, you know what? I fucks with that. I fucks with that. So I'll give an honorable mention spot to Tekla.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Tekla is dope. Tekla is definitely dope.
So we were discussing the road to WrestleMania. And before we get to the actual road itself, I wanted to ask you about Carmelo Hayes. What did you think about them pulling the belt off him?
Man, you know what? Here's my thing, right? If it's not broke, don't fix it. You know what I'm saying? I do understand that. I know what they're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? But they could have did that with Carmelo Hayes versus Trick. They could have just did it like that. You did not have to add Sami Zayn into the mix. You didn't have to. You could have just started the feud with them two. You know, like have Carmelo saying, "Look, I know what the if I'm going to be the WWE champion one day, I gotta start off somewhere. So I'm coming for you, big bro. Whatever, like something like rekindle that moment they had in NXT. You know what I'm saying? Which I know that's what they're leading up to, but I don't think you need to add Sami Zayn into that because we've look, Sami Zayn's already held the United States title before. I know he deserves a WrestleMania moment, but you could have had him in a WrestleMania type of match. It don't have to be against Trick. You could have used somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you could have had Trick Williams versus Carmelo Hayes at WrestleMania. I don't feel like it had to be Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams at WrestleMania, which we all know most likely Trick will go over, and then we will have Trick versus Carmelo Hayes. I feel like you should have Trick versus Carmelo at Mania. Put Sami Zayn somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Put him somewhere else for a Mania match. I don't feel like they had to do what they did, but they did it anyway. So
I agree, and I feel like if you're going to take the belt off of Carmelo and give it to Sami Zayn, and then have him wrestle Trick Williams for the title, okay, I don't particularly agree with that, but there's no way you can leave Carmelo Hayes off the WrestleMania card. So why not turn it into a three-way? Because he's got to get his rematch, right? So I feel like at some point, he is going to try to go to Nick Aldis. Because if there's one thing, I'll get to it. They're going to try to go to Nick Aldis. I feel like that's what he should do and say, hey, I'm due for a rematch. Put me on this card. Put me in the match with them at WrestleMania.
mhm.
If they really want to do something crazy, not only would you do that, if you're gonna have LA Knight versus Gunther or something like that, there's another guy that's been going for it also, and that's Ilya Dragunov. You want to give the US title some meaning, you give Trick, you put Trick in the match like he already is. You give Carmelo his mandatory rematch by putting him and making it a triple threat. And then here comes Ilya Dragunov saying, no, I want my spot back too. And you make it a fatal four way. And but if they're not going to do any of that, if they're going to leave Carmelo Hayes off the card, then absolutely, I agree with you. It should have been Carmelo Hayes. If they wanted Trick Williams to have the belt, they didn't have to pull it off of Carmelo Hayes in order for that to happen.
Mhm.
We already know that Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams have a pass. Like those of us that watch NXT week after week,
Mhm.
we know that they have a pass.
Mhm.
So all you're going to be doing is rekindling it. It's not that hard. It's not that tough of a story.
Nope, not at all. It's like their feud is like a modern day version of Shawn Michaels and Diesel. That's all it. That's what it is. A modern day version of Shawn Michaels and Diesel. You know, so y'all could have rekindled that moment just like that. Y'all didn't have to add all these extra, you know what I'm saying, preservatives or whatever to it just to have that match. You know, you didn't have to take the title off of them. You know, but you know, you know how WWE is. So
I don't get it though. I just They didn't have to, like Triple H and all the writers or whoever wrote that. Y'all did not have to take the belt off of Carmelo Hayes if you're trying to give Trick Williams the title. All you have a ready-made story that hasn't been touched since Carmelo Hayes was called up.
Mm-hmm.
Just go back to where Shawn Michaels left off at NXT. The only difference is that Trick Williams is the heel and Carmelo Hayes is the face.
Yep. I agree.
It's not hard, and I feel like they made it hard by adding in Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn can do something else, bro.
They did. They definitely made it difficult, but
I mean, they don't have anything for the Intercontinental title yet. I mean, if they wanted to put a title on him, like or have him fight for a title, hey, Penta just won it. Have him go 1-on-1 with Penta. You know what I'm saying? I I just don't like what they did with Carmelo, and I feel like he's going to get left off the show. And for the love of all things that is holy, please do not leave Carmelo Hayes off this. This dude has done his damnedest to make that U.S. title look good since he won it. Do not leave this man off the show. You
mm-hmm.
cannot leave Carmelo. This dude has been busting his ass
Mm-hmm.
week after week after week, and more times than not, his matches were the best matches on SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
Don't leave this man off of the show.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I definitely agree. Yeah.
So, with all that being said, we've hit it. We're here. We're here now. What is your total thought of so far? We still got a few weeks left, but so far, the road to WrestleMania.
That's my thought.
That's the PU. Yep.
Yeah.
Ah.
The only thing I'm looking forward to in the road to WrestleMania is, of course, Oba versus Brock, and Roman versus Punk. That's it. I'm not really interested, even though we just mentioned some potential matches that could be good. They're not, the way they're building the matches is not is not acceptable. Everything is not looking good. The only two matches that they're riding off of right now, really momentum wise, is Oba versus Brock and Roman versus Punk. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Who is like? We all know this is probably going to be Randy Orton's final run, right? Before he decides to call the quits somewhere down the line, because he's up there. But who's talking about the match like that? The match is not compelling at all. Like no one really cares. And this is why I said they turned the wrong person heel. If they had turned Cody heel, it would probably get people to care a little bit more about the match. But considering they didn't do that, that's why people are not wanting to look at it. Like, nobody really cares. Everybody's focused in on Roman versus Punk or Oba versus Brock. That's what they're focused on right now. So Road to WrestleMania is trash. It's basuda. That's how I feel. I'm just being honest.
Basuda.
Being,
Basuda. Toilet water.
yep.
Chitlin juice.
Turkey gravy.
So I'll say this. They've done good with Oba and Brock. They've done good with Roman and Punk, especially now they actually got physical. Okay, enough of the war of words. Let's get physical. Mm-hmm. I thought they were doing halfway decent with Cody and Randy until that last one where I'm like, bro. That ended that the fight that ended the show. That was garbage. So they took a step back on that one. I tell you another match that I'm really looking forward to is Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre.
Okay, yeah, but look at the advertisements they've been doing for that. They haven't
I
really
said
been.
I'm looking forward to it.
But look at how they promote
they
it too.
finally made it official, and they finally said that it's going to be an unsanctioned match. Now, what do I want to see in an unsanctioned match? This would be the match. I know WWE doesn't believe in it unless it makes sense, right?
Co-
Cody bleeding, when Randy turned heel made sense. You know, we've seen Drew McIntyre bleed when he was in the Hell in the Cell with CM Punk. It made sense. Jacob Fatu, a couple weeks ago on SmackDown, he bled because he was in a car wreck. It made sense. I know there's some tribalists out there, and I'm gonna say this, and I might hurt your feelings. Guess what? AEW doesn't need blood in every motherfucking match. Like the match that really needed the blood was the Texas Death Match. That match needed blood, and we got it. But not every fucking match on Revolution needed goddamn blood.
Yo, hey, yo, it's funny, right? When you said that, and shout out to the folks that are watching right now. I see you. Salute to y'all. I see y'all. But there was like at least 10 of y'all in there just now. I just seen it. I'm looking at the screen right now. It just went back up, but I'm looking at the screen. It said 10. As soon as you said tribalist and AEW, they done went back down to 5. Listen, man, y'all gotta get out y'all feelings, okay? Like, and now it's at 2. Y'all gotta get out y'all feelings. Y'all gotta stop it, okay?
So that tells me that you guys are showing up for the bashing of the WWE. Ah. Well, guess what? AEW can catch this smoke too because they ain't perfect. Not every fucking match needs damn blood to it. There's certain matches that do, and there's certain matches that don't. That Texas Death Match with Hangman and MJF absolutely needed blood.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what I'm getting at though is Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu unsanctioned match. We've seen them do this before, and they were chitlin juice. If they're going to do it right, blood has to be involved.
Yeah.
It's unsanctioned. Anything goes. No DQ. Everything. You can do anything you want to. The only reason why the ref is there is to count 1, 2, 3. Mm-hmm. There has to be blood. There's one of those matches where there has to be blood. If you can give me blood in Hell in a Cell, you can give me blood for unsanctioned.
I agree.
Which, in turn, I did feel like Drew and Jacob were going to get a stipulation. And that's where I was going to go with the Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams and Sami Zayn. That's why I said I'll save it. WrestleMania, to me, is also missing stipulation matches. Hell in a Cell, cage matches, 3 stages of hell, dumpster matches, inferno matches. You remember back in the day we used to get crazy matches like inferno matches and Kane's hand was set on fire and stuff like that. Like, we don't get that stuff anymore. Like, those are the kind of matches that need to be saved for something like a WrestleMania. How do we get fans back invested within this company, right? You do that by you giving these crazy stipulation matches. Okay, an unsanctioned match, that's a good start. Okay, but there needs to be something to it. There needs to be blood. It needs to be something that'll keep, oh shit, he's busted open. Holy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we saw Hangman Page get those skewers out and stick him to, MJF's head and just smack him a few times and they stuck in his head. That's the kind of shit that I want to see in this unsanctioned match. That's the kind of stuff I want to see. It's unsanctioned. Anything goes. Another thing, you can add Carmelo Hayes to this, make it a triple threat, but give me weapons. Make it a TLC match. Like, we need stipulations. That's how you get fans. That's how you buy the fans back in, giving us stipulations that you guys haven't been doing. Make Randy and Cody a Hell in a Cell match.
Mm-hmm.
I'm invested. Man, like, the one match that really needs fucking help. Oh my gosh, it needs help. Is Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill. Nobody gives a flying fuck about that. You're gonna have to give that match a stipulation to make people care.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody cares about it. What is something that they can do to bring fans to actually care about that match? I don't know. Maybe tease Bianca Belair. She's been missing for almost a year now.
Yeah.
Maybe tease her coming back. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are ways to fix this stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
Triple H, the creative team, have to be willing to fix this shit. WrestleMania, what, last year? What is this year? 42.
Yeah, I
So
believe this is 42. Yep.
WrestleMania last year was garbage juice. Was
Mm-hmm.
was shit water. That's what it is. Is the water? It's the water that has the little floaties in it because you didn't flush the toilet good. That's the kind of water that was. That's the kind of water WrestleMania was last year. You still got 3 weeks to fix this. You still got 3 weeks to fix this. And I think one way to fix this, give us some stipulation matches. Give us some stipulation matches.
Mm-hmm.
Give us more teasers. Tease me. Tease me with Bianca Belair.
Yeah.
Tease me that Cody's gonna turn heel and you're gonna turn Randy face. Give
Yeah.
me a Hell in a Cell match. They said Hell in a Cell matches are supposed to be for special occasions. What better occasion than now?
Yeah.
Give me a Hell in a Cell. Give me a cage match. I wish they could build that one thing that what movie was that back in the 90s? And it was about David Arquette and WCW, and they had
Ready
the
to
three.
rumble. Ready to rumble.
Yes. They had the three cages on top of each other. I wish they could build something like that and do something crazy like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, make me excited. Because as of right now, it's Roman and Punk, Brock and Oba, Drew and Jacob Fatu. That's all I'm excited about. Give me something else. You
Yeah.
telling me I'm gonna watch 2 days of WrestleMania just to be excited for 3? Come on.
Yeah. That's what they're telling everybody. That's exactly what they're telling everybody. They're telling everybody just that. You know. Yeah. I like I said, man, I'm not interested in WrestleMania. I'm more invested into what AEW is doing moving forward. I'm not interested in WrestleMania. The matches that I am interested in, I already mentioned. Everything else is, of course, I'm a watch as a fan. I'm a watch, but as far as the interest and the build to WrestleMania,
Yeah, we're gonna watch because we're gonna talk about it on the show. We're gonna do our WrestleMania review show. So I mean, we're gonna watch it. It's just the excitement ain't there, bro. Like,
nope,
give me something to be excited about. Like,
nope,
I want Cody and Randy being, having the history that they have. I want them to tear each other apart. Give me something that's going to show me that they're going to tear each other's faces off.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one thing I think AEW does a bad job themselves of telling stories, but when it comes to, nobody does a pay-per-view like AEW.
Yep, I agree.
Nobody does a pay-per-view like AEW. And WWE better realize that, or else they're gonna keep losing fans left and right. And speaking of losing fans, for the love of everything that is holy, drop these fucking prices.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yep.
reading stuff about people mortgaging their houses just to go to WrestleMania. Like it ain't even. First
Yeah.
off, it ain't even that serious.
I seen that too. I said, man, they is wild for that. You're wilding for that. What?
Not even that serious, bro.
Who does? Oh
I
my
was telling my
God.
wife about that. She was like, "No way," and I'm like, "Yes, it is happening."
Man, listen. It ain't that serious for me. I'm not mortgaging my house. I'm not taking no food out my kid's mouth. I'm not doing none of that for no WrestleMania. I'm sorry.
It'll
I'm
be
sorry.
playing right here on this TV.
Basically, I can't even remember the last time I was at a WWE event because I haven't been at a WWE event for years. But I could tell you that I've been to the last 3 or 4 AEW events that came to my city, front row too, at affordable cost, by the way. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, WWE needs to get back to that. I know they don't feel like that's important, but you better start feeling like it's important because you're in danger of losing more and more and more fans as time goes on. And I know you think because you're the number one company that you could do whatever and people will love it. Yeah, you could probably do whatever and people will still love it. You'll probably still have a good viewership, fanship, whatever. But how long you think that's going to last before those same fans that you think are loyalists will backtrack on you? You think people are going to continuously put out money like that forever? Like look at the whole surrounding of what the world is doing. Gas prices is going up. Housing is the prices are up. You can't leave the country. You know what I'm saying? No TSA. Like, you think people are going to continue to do that forever? Eventually, eventually things is going to change, and your loyal fanship is going to just leave you. I know y'all think you're untouchable, but no wrestling promotion is untouchable, especially if they're charging that amount of money. As much as y'all hate AEW, y'all definitely giving them fans because people are leaving WWE left and right and going straight to AEW. You know?
That ain't the damn truth. You gotta think about it, bro. Not even just to go to a show, because the last show I was at, my wife spent $600 for us to go.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the tickets alone.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got the fees and all that stuff. And then you get there, and then of course you want the merchandise, you want a t-shirt or whatever the case may be. So I think we spent a cool $1,000 total between the tickets plus getting stuff at the show. But you think about it like this. You gotta pay for ESPN to watch a PLE.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta pay for Peacock to watch Saturday night's main event.
Mm-hmm.
You have to pay for cable TV to watch SmackDown. You have to pay for Netflix to watch Raw. And then, of course, if you have rabbit ears, if you have the rabbit ears, so you got to buy rabbit ears. But if you buy rabbit ears, you go watch NXT on the CW because that's free TV. So but you got to buy the rabbit ears. So that's 5 different subscriptions you have to have just to watch WWE TV,
Yep.
just to watch it. And then, not to mention, you got to have YouTube. You got to have your YouTube account. Why is that? That's what Triple A is shown at. Now, NXT doesn't have a home for PLEs anymore. No, no, no. They're not showing on Peacock anymore. PLEs are now on YouTube. So you got to have your YouTube account. And I get it. It's free to have a YouTube account, but you get these ads in the middle of everything. So if you don't want the ads, you have to pay for YouTube Premium. So that's 5 things you have to pay for. 6 if you don't mind ads. Just to watch WWE television. That's crazy. I mean, think about it. Just if you get the bundle of ESPN, Disney, and Hulu. That's $38.
Mm-hmm.
To get the ESPN Premium, that's 20 something dollars alone.
Mm-hmm.
Netflix, that's 20 something bucks because they raise their prices year after year after year. And they really gonna raise them now that they're getting they got Jake Paul's promotion on there where they're showing the MMA fights and the boxing and stuff like that. So Netflix is gonna be raising their prices again. That's over 20 bucks. You know what I'm saying? Peacock is 10 bucks. Depending on what cable service you have. I pay for YouTube TV. I got rid of my cable lines, and I just pay for YouTube TV. But YouTube TV is still $80 a month, so that's $80. So they're gonna have to go back at some point. They're gonna have to consolidate everything into one, maybe two subscriptions,
Mm-hmm.
maybe two, because they have this long thing with ESPN right now. So can you move SmackDown to ESPN? Can you move um um NXT's PLEs to ESPN? Can you move AAA to ESPN? Like you have it's a 10-year deal with ESPN, am I correct?
Yeah. I would even say this. I would even say this. And this is just the idea, just to throw it out there. I would even say this. You know, you have all this pool with Netflix. Why don't you just move SmackDown to Netflix? Like I know it shows on Netflix, but you gotta watch it in a different country. So that means I gotta change the VPN just to do that. Or I gotta change the whole thing that you gotta do. It's a thing that it's something you do with your Netflix account, and then you'll be able to watch SmackDown and on Netflix. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I ain't got time for all that. Just bring it over to Netflix altogether. Just do that. You know what I mean? Do the same thing with NXT. Hell, do the same thing with AAA. You know what I'm saying? Show the pay per views. Show some of the pay per views on Netflix. It would save you guys a lot of headaches if y'all already got something and y'all already got your own little WWE thing on there. So why not just put everything under that umbrella and do it like that? So I mean, it's just my opinion, you know.
Hey, what do we know, right? We're just content creators. We're just podcasters. You know what I'm saying? What do we know? But you know what we do know? We're middle class. We're both middle class families that have kids to feed at work Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30 in my case, and that money has to go to the family. So it's tough. It's tough. Like you said earlier, times are not easy right now. We got a war going on that we did not want.
Mm-hmm.
All the prices is going up. Everything's going up. Farmers are losing work. Farmers are losing crops. Gas prices are soaring. They're going to keep going up because there's not going to be any give in this war. So gas is just going to continue to go up. Things are not easy right now. And the fact that if I want to watch WWE TV, I have to pay for all these subscriptions, it's crazy to me. Or if I want to go to a show, I'm spending 5, 6, 700 bucks just to go to a show. The last time when Raw came to Oklahoma City, I'm not telling you what part of Oklahoma City I live in, but I live in Oklahoma City. When Raw came to Oklahoma City, they went to the where the Thunder play, and just to sit up in Loud City, which is the top of the stadium, it was still $300 a ticket. So it's not worth it. I
If I'm
mean,
paying 300, I need to be sitting in the front.
thank you.
Simple as that. If I'm paying 300, I should be sitting in the front. Not the back, not none of that. The front seat. Front.
I agree. I agree. And needless to say, we didn't go because I really would like to take my son to see some of the guys he sees on TV. Whether if it, I know he loves Jay Uso. He loves Cody Rhodes. He loves Randy Orton. You know, his favorite wrestler right now is L.A. Knight. As much as it pains me to say, is L.A. Knight because he'll walk around the house with his little play toy microphone and say L.A. Knight, yeah. He'll do that for hours if you let him. I'm just saying I would like to take him to this show, to these shows, but I can't afford to without breaking
Yeah,
the fucking bank.
yeah. My daughter likes Jay Uso. She be doing the whole like this.
Be be
Yeah, yeah,
eating.
yeah. She be yeeting and all this type of stuff. The kids like Jay Uso for sure. They like LA Knight as well. So yeah, I would like to take all three of my kids to a WWE event, but it's just too much money. I can't afford it. That's just the way it is. I'm not breaking the bank to do that. I'm sorry. I'm not. I'm not. If I ain't have
Already
to
break
break
the
it,
bank.
yeah, if I didn't have to break the bank for AEW, what makes you think I'm going to attempt to break the bank for WWE? Didn't have to break the bank for AEW.
That's true.
I was right in the front row. Me and my son, me and my oldest, we was right in the front row. If you want to see the footage, go right on to our Instagram. It's right there. Just scroll through the videos on our Instagram. You'll see it. You know what I'm saying? Scroll through the videos on Bars Wrestling Media Instagram. You'll see it. Me and my son having a good old time. Scroll through the videos on TikTok. You'll see it. We was having an awesome time. So, I don't know.
Yeah, bro. Just we're just gonna have to wait and see because you know they've been desperate lately. You know what I'm saying? Giving out these what was it, a 25% off on WrestleMania tickets, and then for Austin 316 Day, they gave another discount for WrestleMania tickets and some of their merchandise and stuff like that. So yeah, you can see the desperation because they're losing their fans. Their fans
Mm-hmm.
can't keep up. And that and I've said it once, I've said it twice, and I'm gonna say it again. All the bad shit that everybody has said about Vince McMahon, deservedly so. He deserves every piece of hate that anybody gives him. But I will say, if there's one thing that he did get right is he never priced out his fans like TKO is doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
He never did that. And TKO even came out and said that Vince McMahon never priced out the families.
Mm-hmm.
So, but they are in the business of making money. So what did they do? They raised the prices. Whereas Vince McMahon was still a billionaire without raising prices.
Yep.
Huh. Crazy concept, right?
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
But but anyway, we still got a few weeks left for the road to WrestleMania to see how it goes. Until then, we'll just see if anything changes or if it's just continue to be dookie water.
Yeah.
So there's been a big ordeal on one of the guys that we mentioned earlier.
Mm-hmm.
He's in a WrestleMania match with Brock Lesnar. And I want to give you the floor to say how you feel about what Oba Femi said.
All
And for
right.
y'all
So,
don't know, he said he looks for guys that he gets inspiration from Elon Musk, Joe Rogan, and there was one other guy. But those are the two big ones. And coming from a foreign country, my bro here, his family is from the same country as Obafemi. You know, he's been there, he's lived there. So if there's anybody that can speak to this, it's gonna be him. The floor is yours, bro.
all right. So I mentioned this before on Bars Wrestling Media, and I'll mention it again. And, I need you guys to understand exactly what I'm saying. And whether you feel offended, get offended, whatever the case may be, I don't care. This is my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. So, all right, so I watched the whole interview with Obafemi and Stephanie McMahon. For one, I felt like Oba was very well spoken. He knows how to conduct himself. And I know a lot of y'all gonna say, oh yeah, what I'm saying? He's trying to get the biggest push of his life, this and that. Whatever. I've seen the comments. I know what's being said. I've read the comments, on Twitter, whatever the case. I read them. Let me tell you something about Nigerians, okay? We're go-getters. We're go-getters. We know how to adapt within every single circumstance. When it comes to certain things that we need, we got tunnel vision. We not looking at all this extra stuff that's outside of that. The only thing we're looking at is the goal, the main goal. And that's to get to the bag. That's what we're looking at. So when y'all got on his case about him being inspired by Joe Rogan or by Elon Musk, I'm going to tell y'all this. If y'all never touched outside the grass of the United States and was in a foreign country to see how people visualize the United States, then you have no merit in the conversation. You can give your opinion, but you're not going to understand the psyche of a foreign individual, mainly a Nigerian individual, because you never even lived there or even spoke to one to even understand. When I was in Nigeria, how they promoted the United States on TV was totally different from how they promote Africa on TV over here. It's totally different. Totally different. How they promote Africa over here, they don't show the beautiful mountains and the palm trees, the beautiful culture, the stores, the big city life. They're not showing that. You know what they show? And they make you think it's Nigeria? The jungle, the naked kids running around, the dingiest people building huts with mud and all. And I'm not saying there's not people that don't live that way in Africa. I'm just saying that just like the United States has places that people are living poor and living off the grid and all that stuff, Africa has those places too. You know what I'm saying? So getting back to my point, right? So that's what they show. But if you go and watch TV in Nigeria from their perspective, you're seeing places like Los Angeles, New York City, Philadelphia, big time locations, places like that. They're showing you the glitz and the glamour. So if I'm a Nigerian looking at this, that's where I want to be. My mother told me, God rest her soul, that United States is the land of the milk and honey, is the land of opportunity. That's what she looked at United States as. So if I'm a young Oba, I see this, that's what I'm gunning for right away. If I hear a Joe Rogan giving inspirational quotes, I'm taking that and I'm absorbing it. If I hear Elon Musk getting inspirational quotes, I'm taking that and absorbing it. You know what I'm saying? You can get inspiration from anywhere. It don't matter if they're bad people or good people. You can get inspiration from anywhere. I don't understand the logic of people when they say that, yeah, um, I can't speak to you or talk to you if you rock with these type of people. I never understood that. You know what I'm saying? You could be missing the biggest opportunity of your life because you don't want to mess with this person because this person's personal point of views. What does his personal point of views got anything to do with you? And the funny thing about it is that he never even said that he was a MAGA guy. He never said that. He just said he's inspired by these people. Now I know what y'all gonna say because we talked about this on Bars Wrestling Media. Y'all gonna say, well, he went to Alabama. He went to all these Southern schools. Did he even if he went to the Southern schools, did he even state that this is what he represents? He only said this is what he was inspired by. That's it. That's all he said. And the funny thing about it is that that's the only thing they took from the conversation. They didn't take anything else in between that or before what led up to the conversation, like how he said his mother and father struggled and he knew they were struggling, but they didn't let him feel it. He didn't say none of that. And that's another thing. My mother, although we were struggling when I was a kid, she ain't let me not see not one of that. I didn't even know what it was. Yeah, I knew there was, in some cases, we lived in some tough moments, but for the most part, outside of that, you couldn't tell. That's the same way Oba lived, and I related to it so well because he's the only child, I'm the only child. He got adopted sibling, I got adopted siblings. His mother and father adopted a brother, I got an adopted brother and sister. So I'm like, yeah, I understood. I understood exactly how he felt. So at the end of the day, man, excuse me, this is a long drawn out type of conversation because people are still talking about it. At the end of the
Hold
day,
on.
man,
Don't apologize for it being long and drawn out. People need to hear this shit, right? Just
yeah,
like people need to understand, like, Nigeria is a country in Africa.
hmm hmm
So a lot of people want to. I know we've said it before on the show. Africa is a continent. Nigeria is a country in the continent of Africa.
hmm
People need to hear this stuff, man. People need to hear how people from different countries think. They don't think like us Americans think.
nope,
Their thought process is totally different. That's why when you see, like, for instance, I'll give an example that will, that will perk up everybody's ears because it's something that we're dealing with today.
hmm
Y'all MAGA want to deport all these immigrants. All these immigrants are doing something that you nor me want to do. And what is that? They working in these fields when it's 120 degrees outside. They cutting the grass that you don't want to cut. They're doing the construction that you don't want to do. I've seen news broadcasts all over showing that these houses are only partially built now because these immigrants don't want to come out of their homes anymore because they're afraid they might get deported.
hmm
So that's what I mean. Like, their thought process is I'm going to work whatever it is I need to work in order to provide, working in fields, doing construction, cutting grass. There ain't a bunch of regular old Americans out there doing that. When you see people cutting grass, they're probably immigrants. And you see, what are the main people you see doing all this construction work? Immigrants.
hmm
Working in the fields, immigrants.
just had some.
They're
Not to cut you off, we just had some work done on my house recently, and they were all immigrants. I mean, they had their
and that's
boss
what
was American. Their boss was American, but they were all immigrants.
And that's what I'm saying, like, because their thought process is different. Their thought process is, I'm going to do whatever it is that I have to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference between being American and then being from a different country. They don't think like we think. Do I want to work in the field? Fuck no, I don't work in no field. The fuck I look like? You know what I'm saying? Like, but but somebody from Mexico, Guatemala, Venezuela, Colombia, Cuba, um, Dominican, Haiti, whatever, any country in Africa that you can name, India, China, you know, these people don't mind doing that kind of work because they're doing whatever they can to provide for their families. They don't have our thought process. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, like the thought process is totally different. And I appreciate you saying that because that's exactly what it is. And until you people understand that, then you're never going to get why Oba is the way he is, why he said what he said. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all were saying that he didn't mention none of his family and whatever like that. Well, if you watched the whole interview, you would have seen that he mentioned his family a bunch of times.
Mm.
So when the question was asked about, inspiration, he just mentioned the people that he most recently, you know what I'm saying, absorbed information from, whether it was on TV, in person, whatever. He says he's a fan of the Joe Rogan podcast. What's wrong with that? There's a lot of things that Joe Rogan says that's pretty influential. Do I have to agree with his thought process as far as his political views? Absolutely not. But if he says something that I can learn from, I'm going to take it and run with it. That's the same thing with Elon Musk. I don't have to agree with any of his views. Whatever his background is, I don't have to agree with none of that. But if he says something that I could take something out of it and learn from it, yes, I'm going to take it. And that's the psyche of a foreigner. That's the psyche of a Nigerian. We got tunnel vision to everything else, and we're focused on one goal, and that's the bag. That's why you see so many successful Nigerians in this country, is because they block out all the noise and they focus on the bag. They find out what's popular, what they can involve themselves into, and they become the best at it. If y'all watch the interview with Oba, what did he say? Ain't no Nigerians involved in no professional wrestling like that. It just started doing that. It just started doing that. Ain't no Nigerians too many involved in sports. They just started doing that. Mostly it's education. That's the popular thing, education. You know what I'm saying? If you find a bunch of Nigerians that are involved in these other facets of business and sports, it's because the transition is changing and they're becoming more open-minded to those things. But they still going to have tunnel vision to what they want to get to. Their mindset is never going to be like what an American mindset is because of what they went through over there. The government, poor government. You know what I'm saying? You think the government's bad over here? Shit. You ain't seen bad yet until you go to see a Nigerian government. Trust and believe. You ain't seen bad yet. You know what I'm saying? And this is why they think the way they think, because they want to get out of there and get focused on something where they go. Like, Nigerians come to this country, they be like, man, this is easy. This is light. You know what I go through over there? They be like, this is light work. I could go through this. I was just talking to my wife the other day about some stuff. They be like, this is light work. This ain't bothering me none. What? Free education? What? You mean to tell me all I gotta sign is an application and apply for this and I could get it because I'm a foreigner? What? So, like I said, you know, I know a lot of y'all how I think as far as this topic is not popular opinion. It's okay. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to agree with me, but just know this is how we think. This is how we think. This is how my mother raised me. I think the same way. I got tunnel vision to all that other stuff. So, this is how we think.
And so you say all that and think about it. Do I find inspiration in Joe Rogan or Elon Musk? No. I don't have, and we're not saying that you have to agree with Obafemi. That's not what we're saying. Because I don't.
Mm,
But where he draws his inspiration from ain't got to be where I draw my inspiration from. See,
exactly.
and here's another thing. You know where I draw my inspiration from? My wife and my kid. He's not married. He doesn't have kids. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
it'll change when he has kids and he's married. But that's where I
Exactly.
draw my inspiration from.
Yeah.
My grandfather who fought in World War II, my grandparents as a whole that, grew up in the South in the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, and 80s, in the 90s. My
Mm-hmm.
grandfather passed away in 2001, but my grandmother recently passed away a couple years ago. So I draw inspiration from that too. Why is that? Because
Excuse me.
if they could go through all the stuff that they went through from the 20s all the way up at least through the 90s, I can get through anything.
Exactly.
But that's not where he draws his inspiration from. He ain't got to be like me. He ain't got to be like Bars. They the same heritage, but I don't know. Bars might not draw inspiration from those two guys. He probably draws inspiration from his wife and kids like I do.
I do. I do. You know what I'm saying? But have I heard inspirational quotes from these people? Yes, I've heard them all the time. You know what I'm saying? But those are not people I draw my inspiration from, and it's not saying I couldn't. It's just not something that I draw inspiration from. But like he said, like you said, bro, Oba don't got no kids yet. He's not married yet. Don't even know if he's in a relationship yet. So at the end of the day, like, why do we care like what he draw inspiration from when he's still young? He's still young. He got plenty of time to sprout his wings and grow as a person. You know what I'm saying? Y'all trying to disown him for his opinion. He's not even a bad individual. That's just how he feels. Who's to say if he gonna feel the same way in the next 5 or 10 years? And even if he does feel the same way in the next 5 or 10 years, that's still making him a bad person? Absolutely not. It don't. You muted.
I saying it's really none of our business, truth be told, but he chose to, disclose that information to the audience.
Yeah.
But in all honestly, it's really none of our business. Hell, it's none of y'all's business what I said. Like where I draw my inspiration from. It's none of y'all's business, but I chose to disclose that.
Yep. It's not nobody's business. Who cares? Like, it's not really nobody's business, but leave it up to the IWC to always, try to put a damper on things and make something bigger than what it really is, because of their viewpoints and how they feel, you know. So
Y'all nosy. It's
yeah.
all good though, man. So, um, mind y'all's fucking business. If you don't like it, guess what?
Basically, that's what it is. That's how I
It
feel.
is. It is. I'm not gonna lie. You were there when we were on live with Trayvon Ali. Like,
Yeah.
I had a negative reaction to it, but when you broke it down, I was like, damn, maybe I am going too deep with it. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, if y'all don't like it, move the hell on.
Yeah,
At the
yeah,
end of the day, it's his inspiration. It's not your inspiration.
yeah, yep. That's exactly how I feel about it. Yep.
Well, now that we got that out of the way, there was one other issue that I didn't really get to hear your opinion on. That we can go ahead and speak on it now, and then we can start to wind down if you want. This whole thing with Brock Lesnar's 7-figure deal for doing something crazy. Explain that to me.
All right, so Jim Cornette, Jim Cornette on his podcast, he spoke about the Brock Lesnar versus Obafemi situation, and he talked about how Brock Lesnar has a special deal in his contract where if he sells for anybody, that he gets 7 figures. You know what I'm saying, for a 10-minute match. So as you can see, he's selling like his best selling work ever for Obafemi leading up to WrestleMania. He's selling like crazy. The foot on Brock Lesnar's chest. He got clothesline outside the ring. He is really selling for Obafemi. So he said that Brock worked out this deal with WWE, and that's why you see Brock selling so much. Like he's making Oba a star. That's what that's what he said. You know, which could be true, but here's my theory on it. Here's my theory on that whole situation is like, okay, they get to WrestleMania, they wrestle against each other, right? It's like a hands down dope WrestleMania match, probably the best match on the card. But Oba loses. They extended to SummerSlam. That's how I feel. He's going to probably lose and extend it to SummerSlam. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see because I remember also saying too, they said Brock Lesnar don't want to lose at Mania. So how do you gonna keep Obafemi looking strong? You know, we'll just have to see. But then again, if he's selling all this stuff for Oba, he might just lose at Mania. No one really knows. We'll just have to see. You know.
I mean, you can't really say anything bad about it, honestly. Like, hey man, get your money while you can, right? If they're
Yeah.
gonna, if you put that down on the table, and Nick Khan and the WWE agrees to it, who are you to say? Nah, I was just playing. Hell no.
Mm-hmm.
Nah. Take him up on that shit. Y'all want me to go all out for this kid? Hey, give me my money.
Mm-hmm.
So he got a nice paycheck coming for doing all this selling for Oba.
Yep.
Now, I feel like he needs to lose to Oba to finish it off, but we all know how WWE works. They're trying to get the most out of they can. So, but the thing is, if it's gonna continue on to the summer, come SummerSlam, that's another big event. That's another big payday for Brock Lesnar. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I feel like you let Oba win this, you get his career on a skyrocket, and the sky's the limit from there. That's just me.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree with you. I agree with you 110%. I definitely feel like that is true. Very, very true.
Well, is there anything else you would like to discuss on this episode of the State of Professional Wrestling?
Well, before we head out, you mentioned something about JD from NY and Sean Ross Sapp. Can you break down exactly what happened between these two and who intervened towards the end of it?
I will have to pull it up.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a second. Because it's a whole thing, y'all. It is a whole thing. So it's JD from NY. I know some of y'all don't like JD. I like JD. I like his takes. I like that he's unfiltered. I like the fact that he shits on AEW and WWE. If you watch his shows, he shits on both of them. Like he says that AEW and WWE is it's this is a bad time for wrestling because they both have not been putting on good shows. I like the fact that he keeps it fair. Some of y'all don't. Whatever, it is what it is. But I like JD. Um, him and Sean Ross Sapp have been going back and forth. It's a weird thing to me, but apparently JD has had this how can I put it, this disdain for Sean Ross Sapp for quite some time now. So it all starts with, let me see if I can find where it starts at. JD says something about Sean Ross Sapp being a fraud on his show on YouTube. Sean Ross Sapp then responds by saying, "Come on the show, all the evidence you got."
Mm-hmm.
Well, JD responds with, "I don't need evidence. You've already made yourself guilty by the actions you have and haven't taken. You know this, I know this, and your friends of mine and yours know this too, Sean. Thanks for the invite. Also, waiting for that invite on the hump where you know we'll do massive views together, but you opt to work with creators that result in piss poor views." And then he says, "By the way, Sean, just got your text. This is one and only time I will be replying. Have a great night. Put the phone down. It'll do you well." And then it goes
You
from
seem to disappear like fucking Batman in the night.
that was part of the video. I didn't mean to hit that, but that was that was part of JD talking about Sean Ross Sapp. Um Sean Ross Sapp responds with, "I'm God's gift to JD because he farms me and my work for clicks weekly." JD responds with, "So does half the community, Sean. The only difference is I deliver your news in an entertaining fashion. What type of fucking flex is this?" Sean responds with, "You're getting the invite to be on the air right now. Come on the air, bring all the evidence you have, show everyone that you really mean all the things you say, that it isn't part of a persona or part of the character. Show everyone that the guy whose work you rely on for his talking points and then claims is in someone's pockets actually is in their pockets. It should be really easy if you don't need evidence, and I've made myself guilty." JD responds with, "This will be the last thing I say to you because you're literally a fucking addict. I report your news, so does everyone else. The major difference is you've cultivated an audience because you report news and surrounded yourself with garbage personalities who peddle the same attitude you project. People watch me because they are invested in me, my content, and my brand. At the end of the day, when you disappear, nobody will watch Sean Ross Sapp because nobody gives a fuck about Sean Ross Sapp." This,
Man.
this, yeah. Sean Ross Sapp says, "You need me for content. You need my news. You need to talk about me. You need to pretend you have any idea how the job is actually done to make your viewers think you actually know anything. I do not and have not needed you in my career and never will." This, in turn, has got a response from none other than this light skinned, bald head dude by the name of Ricochet.
Yo.
And he responds to JD saying, "JD is such a pussy bitch. Ha 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 ha." JD.
Oh, that's the wrong sound effect. Now we need this one.
And in turn, JD responds with, "You made fun of an elderly woman with MS claiming you were playing an on screen villain when in actuality, 20 years in the business, you have zero clue on what being a heel really means. I think you should sit this one out." In which he responds with,
Ooh.
"Ha ha, you sound butthurt. I called you a little pussy bitch." JD responds with, "I'm going to keep it real with you, Chief. They're botting you in the comments and you fucking deserve it." And that was the end of it.
Oh man.
All this because JD, I didn't listen to the video, but JD obviously said something. The clip is 3 minutes long. Y'all could go to JD from NY on X. Y'all can find all of that there. The clip is there where Sean Ross responded, all that stuff. It's there. It's just the clip is 3 minutes long. So there's that.
Yo, man, Ricochet's a wild boy. Yo, it's crazy. It's crazy how he inserts himself in these crazy situations. You know what I'm saying? But that's what a
Yeah.
heel does. That's what a heel does. I mean, at the end of the day, if that's his way of depicting what a heel is, let him do him. So what? So what? You know what I'm saying? That's what a heel does. Not everybody could be a MJF like heel. Not everybody can do that. So if this is what he wants to do, how he wants to do it, let him do it. It's obviously getting him heat. So you know what I'm saying? As long as ain't nobody get hurt in the process, you know what I mean? That's just the way it is with him. But this whole JD from NY and Sean Ross Sapp thing, man, is funny. It is funny, man. They was letting, man, there was some heavy, heavy hitters. Those are some heavy bars being spit. Yo. Damn. Damn.
Yeah, they were going at it, bro. They were going at it, bro. I don't know. Like I said, I like JD from NY. I like the fact that he keeps it real. I think there's Ricochet definitely probably should sit this one out to me because he's already in hot water as it is with what he said about the lady in MS and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's me, I'm sitting it out for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to let my name clear out for a little bit before I start getting back into that heel persona.
Yeah, I agree with you. But every heel is different. He probably feels like the most situations he can insert himself in, the better for him. You know, that's probably how he feels. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Anything else you want to get into, bro? For the state of professional wrestling?
nah, bro, nah, bro. Nah.
So a couple shows ago, I said that I was going to start ending our shows with a little bit of Black history. And one of the shows that I ended on was on Fred Hampton. So, in honor of this time around, he is getting inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. Congratulations to him, Mr. Bad News Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Born October 22nd, 1943 in New York City, passed away March 6, 2007 in Calgary, Canada. So, people bet you didn't know. Olympic level athlete. Before professional wrestling, he was an elite judoka. That, for those that you don't know, I believe that is what Ronda Rousey does. He won a bronze medal in judo at the 1976 Montreal Olympics, making him one of the very few Olympic medalists to transition successfully into pro wrestling. Number two, one of wrestling's toughest legit fighters. Bad News Brown had a real combat sports background that gave him a reputation as one of the legit toughest men in professional wrestling during his era. Even other wrestlers respected his real fighting ability.
Mm.
Number three, he was a trailblazer for black wrestlers. In a time when representation was limited, Bad News Brown became one of the most recognizable black performers in major promotions like WWE. He helped pave the way for future generations of black wrestlers. Number four, strong, memorable character work. His bad news persona was simple but very effective, no nonsense, intimidating, and believable. He stood out in the late 1980s wrestling boom with a unique presence and realism. Stars of his era. He shared the ring with major names and was trusted in high profile matches and segments, including appearances at major events like WrestleMania 4. That level of placement shows how much the company valued his credibility. Number six, earned respect backstage. Even though he wasn't always featured as a top champion, he was known as a professional who could be relied on, especially in physically demanding matches. Many wrestlers have spoken positively about his toughness and authenticity.
Mm.
Um, Also, I am going to give one more. Garrett Morgan was an influential black inventor and businessman best known for improving everyday safety technology that saved lives.
Mm.
What is it that he invented? You ask? Something that we all use every single day. He invented the traffic signal.
Mm.
He invented an early version of the three position traffic signal with stop, go, and intermediate warning signal. The design helped reduce car and pedestrian accidents. It became a foundation of modern traffic lights. Safety hood. Morgan also created a breathing device called the safety hood, which provided filtered air in dangerous environments. What is that? It's your gas mask. It's what you see you guys in the military wear when they're going into crazy environments. What the fire department wears when they're going into these smoky areas. It's the gas mask. It was used by firefighters and rescue workers. Ain't that what I just said? It helped save people during tunnel and building rescues, including a famous Lake Erie tunnel disaster rescue. He was also an inventor and an entrepreneur. Founded his own company, G.A. Morgan Hair Refining Company, became a successful businessman despite racial barriers of his time, held multiple patents, and continuously improved his inventions. Morgan is remembered as a pioneer who used engineering to solve real world safety problems. His work directly influenced modern traffic systems and emergency breathing equipment. There you have it. Garrett Morgan and Bad News Brown are tonight's Black History.
Man, that's dope. Let's give a round of applause. Yeah, that's all that information is important. There's a lot I could say about Bad News Brown. You know, there's a lot I could say about Garrett Morton, but I think those things are very important, and I think everything that you said is self-explanatory. You know, obviously, if you guys want more information on what my bro just read, look it up.
Google
Google.
is free.
Google. You'll find out for yourself.
Google is
Yeah.
free.
Yeah. Find out for yourself. So, with that being said, that is the March edition of State of Professional Wrestling 2026. We'll catch y'all with another one next month for April and so forth and so on. More topics and things of that nature. Might even have a special guest. Who knows? But we'll definitely keep you guys posted. We appreciate y'all for hanging out with us this late. Salute.
This is the Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle Podcast, your home for real pro wrestling talk.
Make sure you hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, we the champs. Thanks for listening. We gone.
Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle Podcast presents State of Professional Wrestling.